All right, so for this video, we are going to be unboxing Shion from Tensura. From that time, I got reincarnated as a slime, or Tensei Shitara Slime Dateken. If you guys been keeping up with me, I ordered my very first Ami order from Surface Mail Premium. So what they do with Surface Mail Premium is they put it on this giant pallet and they ship it by boat. It's slower, but it's way cheaper. So I had 2 scales in this box and they put it in a 170 size box. So in this box, I have the Cowboy Bebop, Spike, and Faye Valentine first gig set. It's a re-release 1/8 scale. I have the Inosuke from Demon Slayer, Nendoroid doll, and I have the Shion 1/4 scale bunny from Freeing. So the biggest thing as an anime figure collector and someone that buys figures from overseas is like, how can I buy it for the cheapest and the safest way possible? So shipping by Surface Mail Premium is the cheapest way to get figures, but it might not be the safest way to get figures. The biggest thing out of this shipment is the total cost versus what if I shipped it by DHL. So if I shipped DHL, it would have been 30,076 yen. So that turned out to be around $230. I paid for this back on August 1st and it shipped out on September 1st. So it took 1 month in order for that shipment to be shipped. And then it took a month and a half by boat from Japan to get to my house. So overall, from payment all the way until arrival to my house, it took about a little bit over 2.5 months. And then overall, for all 3 products, it cost me 70,755 yen. And I end up paying about $534.04. So the Japanese yen is continually falling and the US dollar is continually gaining strength on the yen. If I would have paid for the same amount now, I would have paid closer to about $480, give or take a few bucks. So if you're somehow able to still find these anime figures from Japan, you'll be paying less. So this is going to be my first time, especially in this size box of 170 size boxes, the biggest box I ever received from Ami. But I've already noticed from the box, this is the most banged up the box I've ever gotten from Ami compared to getting it shipped by EMS or DHL. For this video, I'm going to be focusing on the Shion Bunny. But yeah, before I start unboxing this, please hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. And check out my blog at otakusen.com. Check out my TikTok. And also guys, I started another YouTube channel where I talk about anime. So go ahead and check out my new YouTube channel. I just call it Otakusen. So yeah, let's go ahead and start unboxing this. Here we have the little Ami thank you kind of card. Alright, right on top of the box, we have the Nendoroid doll from Demon Slayer, Inosuke. In the second box is the Mega House Cowboy Bebop 1/8 scale figure of Faye Valentine and Spike Spiegel. Last figure is the Shion from Tensura. So if you guys take a look at the box, you could tell the reason why it's so big, the reason why it costs so much, even if you got EMS or DHL for just this figure, is because this thing is so gigantic. The box is very similar to all the other bunny figures that I have. So the Raptalia one and the mutant bare-legged one. Freeing's style of it is pretty much the same. But the one thing that I would have to knock on this box is like the conditioning of it. I don't know if it's because of the Surface Mail Premium boat shipment or the boxes just came that way. But either way, this is the worst quality box that I've received from Ami. You can see it from this angle right here. There is that little bit of crease on the box. And if you look kind of right here, you can see how it's kind of damaged right there. So it's like someone like kicked it in or something, you know? Someone like kicked the box in the corner. If you guys don't care about the box, so whatever I'm saying doesn't really matter. But if you guys care about the conditioning of the box, then, you know, this is an issue. And then we're going to go ahead and open up this box. You got stickers on the sides and at the top. So I pulled out this manual from the bottom of the box. You got the wraps on these sides and on the hair. And it looks like there's wraps on the side burn area. And then if you look at the bottom of her feet, you can see there's one hole here, and then there's a hole on this one, but there's also another hole down here. I remember on the Elizabeth Bunny video, we had to attach this little piece at the bottom of her foot, and it looks like they already put it on there. So that was a big confusion last time. Here you have it, right on the stand. But we're gonna go ahead and remove these 3 parts of her. And you kind of just want to match up the holes with the ears. All right, she is on there. So we got that figure put together, and what is the biggest takeaway from this figure? I think 99% of what people want to know is the figure messed up, and how freaking cheap, how much money can we save from buying these figures? And it's basically the same thing that I mentioned earlier. If you could do slower shipping, you're gonna save a lot of money. But if you want to have better quality boxes and you wanted to get the figure in a very fast way, DHL, EMS, FedEx, those are always going to be the fastest options, but it's going to be more expensive. But at the end of the day, you know, this is my first surface mail premium by boat order that I've received, and one of the boxes is, you know, not in good condition. So for this Shion box, I noticed right away there is, on the back of the box, there is a huge dent. There's just a huge dent, and I don't think I've received anything from Ami in terms of the packaging of the figure box where I had it damaged. Maybe there might be a small little like ding here and there, but this is an obvious, probably most likely by boat issue, because they put it in a gigantic pallet, probably with tons of other stuff, right, crushing your box. So Ami does an incredible job packing in your figure boxes, but at the same time, it just increases the chances of your figure box being, you know, dented up, bent, you know, kicked. Who knows, right? So in terms of the figure, you can see how gigantic she is. She is about like over 19 inches tall for the figure. So if you didn't put the bunny ears on, she's actually closer to like 18 inches tall. But once the bunny ears are on there, she's almost 20 inches tall. So very massive. So I had to adjust my Billy bookcase a little bit and raise the level a little bit higher just to be able to fit her in. But in terms of freeing, we all complain. I think most of us complain that freeing the B-style figures, they're getting more and more expensive. Some other ones like Suguru, Geto, Satoru Gojo, off the Jujutsu Kaisen ones, the new ones, they even add a little bit of effects to it, so it's gonna drive the cost even higher. They're getting more expensive. But at the same time though, it's very hard to complain about their quality because they generally do a good job. The only thing I've seen on this figure, there's a little paint smudge, just a little bit. And it makes sense, you know, for the nail polish on her fingers, it takes very intricate work to paint that on there and make it look good. So there's just a little bit of purple paint smudge, but it might be something that I could probably clean off. But besides that, guys, the painting in general on her looks good. And one of the other things to take note of is it's usually the sculpting of the hair. If you guys get prize figures, if you pay attention to the sculpting of the hair, it always looks like blotchy or whatever. But in general of her hair, they did a good job. It looks nice. There's nothing like out of place. It looks good. Sometimes that's just the best way to explain it. There's nothing bad about the sculpting of her hair. There might be a little bit of a white smudge on the top of her hair where her hair tie is, but in general, it looks good. But yeah, super massive, super ambiguously massive. If you guys are a fan of the anime, if I had to choose between the medium one and then the Shion, I'm gonna pick the Shion one. You know, 10 out of 10 times over medium. I like medium, but I'm not too sure if I like too much of her as like a bunny figure. I'm getting the Ultra one. She's on her way, so I will be making a video for that. I just want an accurate depiction of the character. In terms of putting together the figure, it was just pretty much the ears and the horn. Very easy assembly. I mean, you're not going to have any trouble with it. On the Elizabeth Bunny one, there was this little plastic piece at the very bottom that it wasn't explained in the instructions of that one, and that piece was already actually on this base, so that was kind of nice. And the only other thing that maybe what might slightly concern you when it comes to the sculpting of like the figure's face, it's always like the nose that kind of sticks out a lot. On the Phoenix Gojo figure, I had a complaint about the nose. In the Shibuya Scramble One Punch Man one, I had an issue with the nose. It's always, the sculpting of the nose always is like very difficult to get completely right. If you look at her face like straight ahead, you could tell the nose is very pointed out, but anytime you get like a side, I'm sure there's a technical term to get the kind of the side pose of her face, it looks, you know, just like Shion. So it's one of those things where like you will never notice how pointy the nose is unless you're looking directly at her, because you'll notice like it's pointed, literally pointed out. Maybe that's a concern that you guys might have about this figure. For about 25,500 yen, like at this point, if you're able to find her over Japan for that price, you're paying closer to like 174 bucks. But with shipping, you're probably paying closer to like, man, maybe like 90,000 yen or something. So you're gonna need to tack on another like at least like 70 bucks probably to it. If you're able to get her right now, it'll probably be around like 240. Since I got like Surface Mill Premium, you know, shipping was only like 44 bucks for 3 figures. So 2 scale figures and then a Nendoroid doll. And the figure box that they put in was super huge. It was so much space and so much packing that they had to do. And my box still came in a little bit dented up. For someone like me, if you want as best quality as possible for the figure box, I would just ship it DHL, EMS, and just ship it out one figure at a time. So I have all these other orders from AmiAmi coming in, and that's what I did. So yeah, if you guys are from the United States, I did see her on Crunchyroll store. She was around 320 bucks. At other stores, you're probably going to be paying above $300 for her. On Good Smile US, she was around like $307.99, but you'd have to pay shipping, so you're probably paying closer to like $340. But yeah, in terms of bunny figures, I think the prices are still pretty appropriate, and especially considering how huge she is, I think that's a fine price, up to 300 bucks. But I'm pretty happy I did pre-order her off of, you know, AmiAmi, getting the Japanese yen price. And, you know, we're in an environment now, it's kind of double-edged sword, inflation, but, you know, buying stuff from Japan is costing less if you're using USD. So, you know what? I got her for cheaper, and I'm happy about that. And I have the Quest Q version of her. I'm probably not going to be able to do a YouTube video of her because she's not safe for work. So I'll probably make an Instagram or something else. I'll try to make something else, like some type of blog post or something about that figure. But yeah, this one, yeah, totally recommend. Buy it. Yeah, that is pretty much all I have to say about the figure. You know, the Slime movie is coming up pretty soon, and I will probably try to catch that. It's something that I'm pretty excited about. Shion, you know, she doesn't have that many other scale figures, but the bunny one is appropriate one to get of her. And it's a very, very popular line of figures. So I like collecting things I like, characters I like, from series I like, and I like value. So I'm not gonna overpay for something, even though if I like the character, I like to buy something I like and it has some type of value that will be able to maintain its value as well. So I feel like the bunny figures are a great line of figures to collect, to be able to resell if you ever want to get rid of your anime figures. Now, I'm just someone that's realistic. I am not trying to haul like hundreds and hundreds of anime figures. I want to keep it at a size that I can manage, that I'm able to display everything I have in my room or wherever I end up moving to. So yeah, really excited to have this part of my collection. This is my 4th bunny figure, and yeah, I I'm happy about it. Do me a favor, guys, like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment down below what you guys think about this figure. Check out my blog at otakusen.com. Check out my TikTok. I have another anime channel, so go subscribe over there. Go ahead and support me over there. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys on the next video.